How's everybody doing, and welcome to the fish room. Today I just sold some angelfish, so I'm moving some younger ones to a bigger tank. Figure why not just share with you guys. So let's go ahead, see how I move my angelfish, anything like rams, from a small tank to a larger tank as tank space frees up and they get bigger. So here, just a 10-gallon aquarium. Currently have angelfish that are about a month old in there, and then I have some plecos I'm growing out. Kind of just hand selected some of my reds and calicos, things I want to hold back and breed in the future. But these angelfish are starting to get, their fins are pushing out, they're getting bigger. I have to make some calls, so today I have a bunch in the net already. I'll take a large net through this 10-gallon tank, front to back, or back to front, and just catch them all out. And then we'll move them into this little specimen container. That's where I'll go ahead, take a closer look, make any obvious calls of any deformities, and then we'll go ahead and move them over. But I figured I'd just talk with you guys today, kind of show you the process. It's real simple, but just kind of sharing stuff in the fish room. Trying to not get too much in the way of the camera so you can see, but this won't take me long. I'll scoop all the angelfish in a net, drop them in. This container here is actually tank water that they're going into. So right now they just went to a new tank of water, technically. It's not the same water. So I'll go ahead, catch these guys. As they're in there, they're acclimating. And all my water is pretty much the same. Whenever you're breeding fish, there's really no need to float fish, acclimate them. It's more stressful to put them in a bag and float them than it is just to catch the fish out, put them directly into the tank. But when I have this many here, it's easiest to catch them in a big swarm with a large net, and then look at them in a smaller container where I can pull out bad fish instead of going through here trying to pick out good fish and taking me all day long. But there you can see there's a whole bunch of angelfish in that little hang-on container, and there's still another good 50 to 75 angels in this tank. So if you're breeding angelfish and you want to, or you are, make sure you have enough space to grow these guys out, and you have a source for someone to buy them, whether that be local and you sell them cheap, or to a pet store, or you do a lot of culling, or you let the parents raise them, whatever that may be. I don't always breed angelfish. I'll breed them maybe once a month or so from a community tank, and other times if they spawn, I'll just leave them in the tank and I don't really worry about them. I don't really try to raise them up because you'll just get overrun way too fast, and you already can see all those angelfish in that container. Probably take me another minute, maybe 2 minutes to get the rest of them out of there, but I'll pause the video real quick and then we'll take a closer look at these guys. Okay guys, we got the tank empty now, all the angelfish in the container. You don't want them to be in there too long because they'll start to run out of oxygen, but let's go through, look at these guys a little bit closer. I'll show you what I'm looking for, what I want to keep, what I don't want to keep, and go ahead and move them over to the 55. Angelfish and a lot of the fish that you can breed, you gotta have a purpose. You gotta think of the greater good of the tank. So in this situation, I know it's just a cloud of angelfish, but something like this guy right here is an ideal angelfish. Got good finnage. I'm not really worried about the coloring, but I did want more marbling in this spawn, less of the solids, but I got a good mix. Things you want to look for are these little guys at the top, those little runts, things like that. That fish is never going to grow to be an adult, healthy fish. So things like that you got to remove from the tank. You can't keep them all. If you have one or two that breed and you only have a couple babes to make it, keep whatever you got. But any of these fish up tops, things like these, you just got to make those calls, because even if you try to save them, you try to keep them all, you're eventually feeding too many fish. They'll outgrow your tanks, and then the very healthy ones will start to even get sick from overcrowding, not enough food, too much dirty water. So you got to just take those fish out of there. They'll never thrive. They'll never become just like the other ones. They're not just small, they're deformed. So that's what we're doing today. Things like this, I'm going to go through, pull out these real little guys, and then the rest of them we're going to go into the 55, where we can further watch them grow and make any calls. You also have some with real short fins, like this guy here. So if their fins are real stubby, things like that, sometimes they will grow out. If they're crowded, they'll stay short, but if you don't do it for a long period of time, move them to a bigger tank, or you kind of separate them, they can start to grow back out, but usually not going to happen on most of them. So we're really just looking for fish like this with high fins pushing out. They're not missing any of their front dorsal fins. Everything looks just right, just like a mini angelfish. So let's go ahead. I'll pull these guys out. I'm not going to really waste your time and show you all that, but I will tell you that I'm using a small net with fine mesh where I can go, get them in front of the container, lift them out, put them into a different bucket or something like that. But I'm going to do that, and then we're going to introduce them to the 55-gallon tank. Okay guys, so I made any obvious calls. There's still some more to be made, but I don't want to leave these guys in the container too much longer, and it's just really hard to get in there. So I can make more while they're growing in this tank. But let's go ahead and release these guys, and they're going to be much happier, and they're going to grow much more consistent in this larger tank. So just slowly let these guys out. We can kind of watch them all school up and swim out of there. Pretty cool to breed these guys. Really rewarding. Any fish you breed, angelfish not being that hard, it's definitely really rewarding to watch some of the colors and the just really nice fish you can continue in the hobby. But there they all go. And you can see a few of the smaller ones came out last. Those will be things we'll have to get out of there later. But as for now, successful day in the fish room. Sold like 100 angelfish out of this tank, and I moved these guys in. There's probably another 200 in here now. So I'll go ahead and sell these guys locally, hopefully get them on my website soon. I talked about doing that, but if they're still small and they're growing and I don't have a ton extra and people are buying them locally, just hard to get them to size. So it's a lot easier to sell them locally when they're still small. When they get a little bit bigger, I can ship them, but I want them to be a certain size to make sure that they do well for you guys. But hope you guys enjoyed little fish room update, moving some angelfish. Whenever you're breeding stuff, you gotta have a lot of tank space, and you can't keep all the fish. So you gotta make sure you can find homes for them and keep up on all the feedings and the cleanings. But angelfish are really cool, commonly available fish because they're really cool fish to keep, and they've been in the hobby for years. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what your favorite color angelfish is. If you have angelfish, if you had them in the past, they're really cool. Some people have these fish for 5, 8, 10 years, and you kind of have this, maybe you have one angelfish, maybe you have a tank full of them, but they get a decent size and they're not that hard to get, and they're for usually a pretty good price. But thank you all for watching. If you like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it, and go ahead and check out my website at biancosfish.com. See you guys.